Okay, so all right, so we're now in the fall season, and I forget every season. I guess springtime and fall is when the fleas are really, 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 really prevalent. Though this last springtime, my dog didn't have any fleas, so that was awesome. Like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, right now my yard, I have feral cats in my yard. I have possums that are dying that went through this yard and died towards the end of the yard, and then my husband had to go and re relocate it. And then yeah, and I have just the squirrels and all that stuff. But Sugar only had like a few fleas. Sugar only had it. Now, Gail, can you please chill out in the comments? I don't want any interruption, okay? So just chill, just listen like everybody else. All right. Thanks, Gail. But yeah, I don't Sugar, well, here's how to say this. She only had a few fleas, just a few. And so yeah, I saw her itching. I'm like, okay, so I put the juice on her back, and it's good. I mean, and then my husband gave her a Dawn soap bath, and then we also like 2 fleas come off. And so after that, her fur felt amazing after the Dawn soap bath. And then I also put the juice on her belly. Okay. But really, she, when you look at her, I mean, she's not itching, of course, but I'll take a flashlight and I'll go and flea hunt. But I mean, we don't have any, I don't see any flea eggs. I mean, they're not really, I mean, they're not nested. There's not so many on her when you think about it, because I don't see any eggs. I see a few like black, like they're like when they're pooping, I guess. Only a few, but not so much. But when I see them, I just pull them off her, and then I drown them in the juice. And I do sometimes take the juice and with the cotton balls and soak her backside, and soak her neck. And and so I will, like, at least twice a day go and do a flea hunt on her. But after the Dawn bath, it was great. I mean, she has her fur like is so thick that they do get lost up in her fur. I'm so happy I don't have a hairy dog. Like, I'm really happy I don't have a hairy dog, because it's very easy to go and look for fleas on her. And so so I know that October until the winter season is going to be a bit of a just a keeping up on it. But really, when I remember the fleas on her a couple years ago, they were pretty bad. Like, she was always itching, and then you could see them kind of going, and then I would take, what I did back then was use the diatomaceous earth on her and all that stuff. But I don't want to use DE on her. So I know lactic acid could potentially, well, does like attract pestilence, but it's the salt. So once the lactic acid melts off, and it's the salt that's left. And then, and then also too, when I see a flea, I will go and then take the juice and then soak it, and the flea comes to surface and I pick it off. And it's like that to where there's not so many where I'm like picking off like, 10. I only found 2 this morning. So 2 isn't bad. We think about it overnight, okay. And when she goes outside, because here's the thing, it's like, not like I can't not let her go outside. She can go outside. And so she'll go out and she'll poop, which I know she'll pick up a few fleas out there because they're in the yard. And my husband is going to do some spray that is some kind of natural, whatever, not so heavily mineralized spray. And he's going to spray the yard. But that's, so that's kind of the things that we're looking at, given that we are in a new area. So yeah, so it's definitely a learning experience, but she looks great. She's great. She's fine. It was just been like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a 90s today. It's gonna be in the 90s today. It's gonna be freaking hot. But no, I'm like, I have her right next to me, and I'll go and take my flashlight. She knows when this happens. I'll go like this, be like, and I'm gonna be like, and I'm going searching for her. Let me look for the fleas. Any fleas on you, Sugar? No fleas. And I'll go over her body, and I'll just look and find out and see if I see anything amiss. Look through her nails and everything, and look at her face, and she's good. And she's good. So, and that's how I make sure she's okay. is I keep on it. I keep vigilant because, you know, I mean, I don't want her to be scratching so much. Every time she scratches, I will go and I will look. And sometimes those fleas get in her little vajayjay, and oh my God. So I go in there and pick it out and kill it and all that stuff. So yeah, these fleas can be, you know, a pain in the ass, but they're not so out of control. They're not bad. I mean, I've seen dogs where their fur is like so rubbed off because the dog had to go and rub their, because we have a side of the bed where sometimes she'll go and scratch her back. But yeah, you know, some dogs will find a place in the yard and rub the fur right off their back, rub the skin right off their, you know, their nails with the skin, rub the skin right off their fur, you know. So it's just like, she will never have that. Because also too, when I see that she is scratching for whatever reason, I'll go and just take the juice, and I'll take the juice and I'll, anywhere she scratched, or I see any scratches like on her neck or whatever, I'll just go put the juice over. But she hasn't been doing that lately. The last, after that dawn bath, and then me keeping up with the juice, and she doesn't stay outside long right now at this point because it has been raining. It's very, very humid outside. There is a lot of pestilence out there, a lot. So I can only imagine those of you that are dealing with lactic acid imbalances being bitten by mosquitoes. I think I only got bit by one. So now I think 4 mosquitoes this whole summer. I got bit by one on my ankle just the other day. But that's about it. I mean, really, I'm not getting bit by fleas at all. And, you know, and so when she's licking like this, I'll go and see what the hell she's licking. Because, what are you licking? What are you licking? Anything there? Okay. Okay, you're just licking. All right. So, yeah, and so I'll just go and check and see. I don't see anything. And so that's how I, you know, and I'm just, but I'm very vigilant. Some of you, you know, are very busy, and maybe you go to work every day and everything, so you can only do it when you get home. But you know, what I figured out how to control her picking up fleas in the yard is by going, let's see, she goes to the restroom in the morning, she goes poop and pee in the morning, and then in the afternoon, later on in the afternoon, she'll go out. But yeah, the fleas only became bad within the last like week because she's been outside and hanging out in the sun over the summertime. But it's when this fall, as soon as fall hit, man, they came out. So I'm keeping a watch on her and controlling her outside time, which it's okay because the porch is wet from the rain. She's not gonna want to stretch out in the, you know, on the wet porch anyways. So anyway, so, you know, we're seeing a difference in our schedule because of the changing seasons, and we're working with it. We're adapting to our surroundings. We're figuring out, okay, now we have a new routine going on. This is what it's going to be. And, you know, and then when winter comes and it's going to be all snowy, and then I know going down those steps are going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm going to take her out in the front instead of out in the back so she doesn't fall down the steps and hurt herself. You know, so it's always adapting to the new conditions, always adapting to all the different stuff and finding new routines. And that's really about the J juice is finding new routines and adapting to new conditions and working with it and seeing what to expect and what you have to do to be vigilant, to keep up on, you know, the pestilence and keep up on all the other, you know, chaotic things that are out there, because it's chaotic out there. It's freaking chaotic. Okay. So the J juice at least gives you guys the ability to manage the chaos that's out there, and you can still live in peace at the same time. And then cut off all the toxicity in your life, because some of you still entertain toxicity in your life. And at some point, you know, somebody said last night, Krista, you know, she said it very well. Krista Clark was saying about, you know, people need to learn how to manage toxicity. They need to learn how to cut it off. When something is so toxic where it really just, it hurts your spirit, you have to cut it off, because you can't change another person. You can't change their perception of you or anything else. And so there's no point in entertaining back and forth the toxic people, you know. So, but anyways, so yeah, so that's, and I want to know what she's licking. What are you licking? What are you licking? Okay, oh. Okay. So she just likes to clean. See, and I'm probably hyper vigilant. I'd rather be hyper vigilant than not hyper vigilant. But she's all good. She's all good. She's just licking, which is fine. I don't see anything. She's just she keeps clean. All right, you guys. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on in my world, especially with the new season coming, and my hair's, oh God. Anyways, all right. Well, have a good day, and you guys just. Oh yeah, Kevin. Yeah, it was nice of Chris said to try to convince the troll. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. What she was trying to do, which I do too. Actually, what she was doing is what I do when I go to those public posts. I'll go to like CNN or NBC, and I'll give my opinion that'll be completely like, well, it won't be totally the opposite. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But people will come at me with all their stuff, and I'll just calmly be very, very, very like matter of fact and logical and all that, and not get caught up in the drama. And so it's a good training ground to know how to respond without emotion, without, going, oh my God, you're stupid, but giving all of your logical points of view and make them look stupid without making them look stupid, without looking like you're an asshole. Okay. And so that's exactly what she was. And that's exactly what the point of JJuice is. Can we respond in a public forum? On your wall, if you have people doing that all the time, forget it. That's like a waste of energy. And I don't want to say that to her that, my God, that's her choice. If she wants to utilize her minerals on this person, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll go and exercise my ability to debate without falling into the drama, but drop C's up without being pulled into the back and forth. And that's when I'll go on to CNN or NBC and just put out my thought process and back it up with logic and back it up with substantiation, and then leave the room and let them all just seethe in their own crap. And so that's, yeah. So I think it's kind of cool. But anyways, all right, you guys have a good one. It's been fun. I meant to bring this into the last thing, but I got caught up in my own emotion. And so, anyways, all right, I will talk at you guys later, okay? Thanks. Bye. Sugar. All right.